It's Not Like That review. Love Baskets. By author Jasmine Blue. The Jeffries and Sotos face some hard truths. Much of it's not like that. Season 1 episode 6 had characters dealing with buried emotions or pushing loved ones away. Lori and Malcolm got to the bottom of how their relationship may be holding them back, and Merritt and Flora are already imploding. One of the strengths of this hour was finally getting to the bottom of just why Penn harbors so much animosity toward Casey at times. It's not just a matter of her being jealous of Casey, her strength, ability to be unapologetically herself, and her confidence. Penn is also still upset about how she does feel Casey was there for her when she needed her most. Apparently, she felt Casey let her down when she was in her corner and by her side after her mother died. It's a tough situation all around. Jenny passed away, they all attended the funeral, and Casey did stick around long enough to support her. Penn wanting and needing her best friend, someone akin to a sister, during the most difficult moment of her life is totally understandable. Up until that point, Casey was the person she turned to and who made her feel better about everything, and they faced life's hardships together. But Casey dropped the ball there because she didn't know what to do. It's such a human response, and it was probably one I could very much relate to. Death is hard on everyone regardless of age, but it's particularly difficult for young people to navigate, and there is no playbook on how to deal. Casey seemed genuine in not knowing what else to do after that, and it upset her to finally learn the truth, hear her friend's pain, and know that something she had or hadn't done had caused it. It was a long overdue conversation for them, so maybe the pair getting stuck in a closet during the lock-in was necessary, especially since it's taking more energy for Penn to be mad at Casey than not. 1 minute, she's making snide comments, but the next, she's picking all the purple Skittles out of a bag because she knows that Casey loves them. She'd for Casey when she won her wrestling match, and she thought about fond memories together, including one where Casey showed how much she cares about Penn. One can only hope these two will find some middle ground by the end of the season, and now that they actually said their problems out loud, the likelihood of that happening is strong. It's better than what Merritt and Flora have going on right now. Poor Flora! Merritt blindsided her, and he could even give her valid reasons for why he abruptly changed his mind about their relationship. They were having a nice night together, and they were genuinely happy. Of course, it was amusing when David headed over there anyway, because it was such a peak dad move, and I love that he interrupted the two and caught Flora running back home. David needed that win in regard to being such a typical dad, and most of what he said to Merritt was sound advice. He was well-intentioned too, and I like that he was considering the state Flora could be in, and why Merritt needed to be gentle and considerate of her. What he did consider was how the statements he made implied that Merritt was good enough for Flora, and that he would hurt her. It's one thing to be concerned about how Flora would fare in this after her mother's death and other things, but it's another to not make mention or acknowledge that his son could be hurt too. David meant well, but that was such a slight to his son, especially when they already have such a fragile relationship at times. And it felt like it was reinforcing some idea that Merritt was good or simply good enough. Given that there is also the concern swirling around about his drinking, that was just one more thing to send him to the edge. Now, he's on a self-destructive path, performing some self-fulfilling prophecy by doing exactly what he feels his father expects from him while simultaneously thinking that he's somehow saving Flora from him. I hate that, because Merritt is a good kid, and their connection has been so important. They were not just two people romantically linked to each other, but they've been friends when both of them needed it the most. Conversation could have cleared so much up, but Merritt opted for pushing Flora away rather than talking things through with her, hurting her now instead of later. It hurts for Flora, who has opened herself up again for the first time in a year, maybe even longer. And it hurts that it could lead to Merritt abusing alcohol further. This installment of It's Not Like That at least shows that Malcolm and Lori are willing to admit they haven't been keeping up with their kids. It was a point that needed acknowledgement from both of them, and I am happy Lori is willing to say it. They never really got to the bottom of why their daughters were at odds, and they did exactly handle their antagonistic vibes and the bullying stuff well. Lori has only just recently started realizing that Merritt may have an issue with drinking like his father, and neither she nor Malcolm picked up that there was something more to Merritt and Flora hanging out. Malcolm certainly did handle the thing with Grace well either. He probably owed Justin a conversation before he went out on a date, mostly to ensure that his son would not only be okay with him dating but also with seeing a teacher he liked. Malcolm never could have known that Justin had a crush on Grace, and that would lead to him acting out, but he also has a bad habit of taking Justin being the reasonable, low-drama, easy one for granted. Even Justin was tired of that role put on him. He let Penn get in his head about that and was willing to embrace his dark side. Penn can be so frustrating, God bless her. Encouraging her brother to feel his feelings was valid, but pushing him to be bad was something else entirely. I suppose he needed to learn that the world won't end if he messes up sometimes, which is an important lesson for him. But it all resulted in him putting salami all over Grace's car. It's a terrible prank, but I did laugh at how perfectly he cut the salami and arranged it. Even when Justin is trying to be a bad boy, he can help himself. Justin and Malcolm's conversation in church was one of my favorites of the series thus far. It was just a sweet moment for them, and I was happy that they got to clear the air. It was nice that they had a real conversation. Sometimes, it seems like Malcolm is so caught up in what's happening with the girls that he does the always notice when Justin has issues. But the two of them just talking things out in the place where they feel the safest and most comfortable was a great moment. They were so similar, and it's so endearing. Plus, after all of that, Justin gave his blessing, and now Malcolm doesn't feel as bad about dating Grace. The two of them seem great together, but there is still the looming issue of where things land with Lori. Thank goodness, she finally addressed the elephant in the room about how codependent they've become with one another. Malcolm still wants to be in denial about that, but Lori did back down and even wanted to put some boundaries up and take a break from one another. For Lori's sake, I am really proud of her for acknowledging that she's not putting herself first when she should. She's been spreading herself thin trying to be an emotional support to Malcolm and his kids, and things have been slipping through the cracks in many areas of her life. Malcolm has consumed her, and now it's to the point where she's hurting. Part of that is because she feels like she's missing major things with her kids and is off track. But she's also realizing she has feelings for Malcolm that she doesn't know what to do with, and it's making her jealous that he's seeing Grace now. And her own love life is something that she placed on the back burner just to be with Malcolm and at his beck and call. Interestingly, she may be in a better spot with Cuppa Joe after he finally called her from Minneapolis and shared the real reason he fell out of touch. It's possible that after her conversation with Malcolm that she'll want to give Cuppa Joe a real chance, now that she's not clinging to the idea of Malcolm. But that still places her and Malcolm in a different predicament. Enjoyed this review? Help us out. Drop a comment or share it. It's free, painless, and helps keep independent TV coverage alive. NBC's pilots with Boreanaz, Deschanel, and Krause promise to revive the thrill of classic pilot season, and I'm happy about that. You want to miss who's playing the narcissistic psychopath on The Hunting Party Season 2, Episode 5. Our teasers inside. The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives Season 4 teases a glow-up, but Demi Ingeman's absence from the key art says everything. House of the Dragon Season 3 looks epic, but it feels like the payoff Season 2 never delivered. Can the show recover? Relationships are being tested on its not like that Season 1 Episode 6, as Lori and Malcolm have a realization about one another and more. TV Fanatic is searching for passionate contributors to share their voices across various article types. Think you have what it takes to be a TV fanatic? Click here for more information and next steps. Posted on Published. February 19th, 2026. Jasmine Blue is a former senior staff writer and recent editor for TV Fanatic. She is an insomniac who spends late nights, early mornings, binge-watching way too many shows and binge-drinking way too much tea. Her eclectic taste translates to her viewing habits, making her quite more categories, reviews, comments.